Hello again. At the time I'm recording this, it is a few days before Halloween, the spookiest day of all the days where old strangers give out candy to children. Typically, that is not an okay thing to do, but Halloween is spooky, so it becomes okay. For Halloween, Terraria has an event, but there's a big problem with it. It's just not that spooky. I mean, yeah, like, pumpkins grow, and there's, like, friggin' birds that attack you, and the game lets you be a furry if you want to for whatever stupid reason, but it just doesn't hit. But there is a mod to fix this, the spooky mod, and you can tell it's spooky because the name of the mod is an orange, and orange is a spooky color. The mod adds 4 really hard new bosses, 2 new biomes, a really great soundtrack, and just a bunch of things with some sort of spooky theme to them. But best of all, this mod is incomplete. It's just like the frameworks of it. The skeleton, if you will. But yeah, I'm doing a mostly legit playthrough of this, so enough rambling. Enjoy. Typically, when you start in Terraria, you would start in a forest, but this mod just said no, that is not spooky enough. So they made the spooky forest. This place is filled with like some abandoned houses, spooky trees made out of spooky wood that grows in spooky dirt. Bro literally said, nah, normal dirt is not good enough for this, we gotta make our own. Also, there's like some spooky enemies. There was this pumpkin dude that told me what to do. I just didn't really want to listen to him. I mean, if a pumpkin walked up to you and started telling you what to do, what would you do? I didn't really trust him, he was too seedy. But yeah, he said to go underground to find some weapons, and I found a leaf blower. Surprisingly, that was actually a pretty good weapon, though. I really just kept exploring the spooky caves, and I found some spooky skeletons. Literally, that's what they were called. Eventually, though, I got jumped by a spooky wizard. I mean, he literally scared the life out of me. Okay, I just made myself cringe. Anyways, I mined some ores up, went to the Sky Island, and actually found an enchanted sword, which is pretty rare. At this point, I found a new summon weapon I could craft, and it summoned this thing. I don't know what the frick that is, but I want it off my screen. I want it gone now. Why did it just kill me? It's supposed to be on my side. I seriously have no idea what was up with that thing, and I don't think I want to. But I used my loot to kill the big eyeball himself, Eye of Cthulhu, and I'm really just gonna glaze over the vanilla content for this video. The main focus of it is the mod. You could say I'm ghosting it. After the eye, I went for the first modded boss, the Rot Gourd. And bro, he's a pumpkin. I told you I don't trust pumpkins, they're too seedy. This guy was pretty hard though. He would like jump on me and then like shoot stuff at me, and then I would die from the tiniest projectile you've ever seen. But I just kept throwing myself at him until eventually I got him down. And bro had a second health bar. I mean, I was infuriated. It really caught me off guard. He also, like, grew wings, as pumpkins do. Again, though, I just kept throwing myself at him and beat him until he was, like, a dead pumpkin. That's not even a pun. He did drop an armor set, though, and my gosh, this is cursed. I actually don't want to look at that. I just rushed the next boss so I could make armor, because that hurt my eyes. Also, I forgot to mention he did drop a pretty cool spear, too. Of the 4 bosses in this mod, I would rank him the 4th hardest. He is still very hard, just not much compared to what is coming. Now that I had killed the pumpkin, I was able to enter the Catacombs, a new sort of dungeon this mod adds. Inside, you cannot break or place any blocks, but there is quite a bit of loot, and it was pretty fun to explore. Inside, like I said, yeah, it was pretty cool. There was like all these flowers that attacked me, and like, they really hurt. I mean, there is no reason for a daisy to be harder to kill than a literal demon. But yeah, I died in there a lot, and all of the loot was pretty mid. Actually, though, there was one thing that was pretty cool. It had like a cat of 9 tails, but what I liked about it was the tooltip. That's the funniest crap I've seen, like, this entire year, bro. Finally, though, I did reach a point where I could not progress any further for the time being, so I went for the next boss on my hit list, Moko. A friggin' nose. With wings, as noses do. Seriously, this guy just looks at random things here and goes, you know what this needs? Wings. Also, why wings rather than legs? This would have been the perfect spot for a runny nose joke. But to fight him, I had to go to the second new biome this mod adds, called the Valley of Eyes, located in literal hell. This place, made almost entirely of living flesh blocks, was home to several spooky but pun-filled enemies. For example, Mr. Handy, the manhole, some sort of tumor thing, I don't remember the name, and the Batten Eye, which I did not get until I said out loud. That's a friggin' Batten Eye. Oh, I just realized that since I was already in hell, I grabbed some molten armor before the fight, but even with it, Moko was insane. Most of his attacks had something to do with snot, which was kind of disgusting, but fitting for this guy, I suppose. He was just really strong, though. Eventually, it got to the point where I had memorized his move and knew exactly what he was going to do before he even did it. That's how long it took me, that I just learned that. When I killed him, he dropped a mace made out of snot, which I was just gonna throw away, but it did some good damage, so I kept it. He did also have, like, more loot, but I was so done with this guy, I didn't even bother getting it. On the boss scale, I would say this guy is the hardest one in this mod to kill. The last two bosses are hard, but in my opinion, they have nothing on Moko. Speaking of hard mode, it was about time to get that. I used the friggin' snot mace to kill Skeletron, the spookiest of all the skeletons. Honestly, it just completely boned him. Went back to hell, grabbed a bow, and killed the wall of flesh. Honestly, like, such an easy boss. He had nothing on me. When I killed him, of course, hard mode started, as it does. But also, he unlocked the next layer of the Catacombs for me to explore. And there, all the friggin' flowers got stronger and were stabbing me again. But this time, there was actually some decent loot. It had, like, some sort of, like, throwy thing. Okay, I don't even know what this does or what this is, but it's cool. Oh, and also there was a gun. Then I mined up some ores to make better armor, and got some wings, then fought my way through the mech bosses. I will say they did give me a bit of trouble, but nothing too bone rattling. Then I was on my way to fight the third boss for this mod, Ouroboros. That is his name. Don't ask me why. To summon him, I had to go underground and the spooky eye biome to gather 4 flasks, combine those with a couple other things, and they are ready to fight. Okay, well that's the thing you're supposed to summon them at. I kind of broke it, but like, it still worked. Oro starts as some sort of worm boss, but when he reaches half of his health, he splits into 2, one of them being Oro and the other is Boro. It took me so many tries to kill them. Friggin' Boro has like the dumbest attack I've ever seen. It's impossible to dodge it. While I was trying to kill them, this happened, so yeah, I was like, why not make the Terrablade? And after that, I still could not beat them. Bro, I can't win this. He's too spooky or something. I had to make use of like a 20,000 IQ strategy my buddy friend pal in Discord taught me, Mr. Tree himself. Basically, if you're low on health in a boss fight and cannot regen, just summon another weaker boss that you can kill quickly, then pick up the hearts they drop. Now on the surface, this seems like it doesn't really help, and honestly, I'm not sure if it did or not, but I just did it anyways. And finally, I was able to somehow tie the fight. Bro, he was literally in the... Whoa, he died to like fire damage or something, I don't even know, but he's dead. I am done with this bastard. I never have to look at him again. Then I realized I had to kill him again to get more loot. I've got to kill him again. Once I just completely murdered him again, I crafted the armor set, and thankfully this one is not cursed. And I forgot to mention, he also dropped a really cool mace and a flying mount that is a bit clunky, but I'm assuming this will get fixed because the mod is not finished. They did also have a really cool accessory that straight up reincarnates you if you die, but I would say this guy is like the second hardest boss in the mod. I still think Moko was worse. But honestly though, like, you could very easily argue that these two guys were harder. It was pretty close. But now I was set for the last of the spooky bosses, the friggin' Big Bone. That is his name. A little sussy, but whatever. To kill him, I needed to kill Plantera. Too easy, you succulent bitch. Also, I needed to down Golem, but there was a slight issue with that. The friggin' Catacombs spawned over the place where you're supposed to fight Golem. So I did have to use cheat sheet to kill him. You could say that's cheating, but like, what else am I supposed to do? Just like sit there until I straight turn into a skeleton? That's not a pun. But yeah, Golem was easy, and he unlocked the last layer of the Catacombs, which was entirely an arena for the last guy. Now, I wouldn't say he was as bad as some of the others from this mod. Obviously, I ranked him 3rd hardest. That is the only space left, but he was still a pretty good challenge. I ended up having to like start the whole lunar invasion events just to get better weapons to fight this guy. He shoots a bunch of stuff at you which crowds the already crowded arena, and sometimes he just like friggin' slams his head against the wall, making the whole screen shake for like 5 minutes. I don't really have a whole lot to say about him. He was hard, yeah, but I just kept throwing myself at him full force until eventually he was down. And what a death animation, dude. The loot I got gave me the ability to shake the screen, but ladies and gentlemen, that is the spooky mod. There was no point in finishing the rest of the game since there was no more modded content for me to go through, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed, hope you had a good time watching this. And I don't really like outros anymore, so enough rambling, and until next time.